Okay guys, so I had someone ask me to show a video of me feeding my German blue rams. I figured why not do it tonight. So just got done from work. I'm gonna go through and do my second feeding for the day. And you can see these guys already know it's time because they see me in the room. I'm just feeding a pinch of some flake food here. I'm cracking the top of the water. Real good eaters, very aggressive. Very happy with this, I guess you'd say spawn of rams. I have another tank of these too, I'll show. So they're all nice and colored up. I did my water changes maybe 3 days ago. I introduced a few long fin plecos to this tank for grots. I think I put a group of 6 or 7 in here. Sorry for the glare. I had one big one in there, or bigger, and I had some babies. I will be selling those guys. I have an account on Aquabid. I haven't sold fish on it before, but I sell fish just through people direct messaging me through my email. If they see my videos, they can check out my page. If you guys aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You can see the information. But you guys can email me if you're interested in any fish. But these guys are pretty much done eating. Jump over to another tank. Here I have a little group of breeders. They're eating pretty well now. Usually the breeding tanks don't eat as aggressively because they know there's not as much competition. But that's what you can normally expect. I mean, they're colored up very nicely right now. See the 2 larger males and then 5 females. 3 of those I did a video on are new younger females. And then there's 1 or 2 larger ones that are a little bit older. But they're pretty much full grown, just about. Nice and colored up as well in here. These males are getting big. Just fed these guys up top. I know they're not rams, but this is my discus. And can't help but show you these guys. They always look good. They're eating flake food as well. I feed a lot of my fish just flake food, some pellets here and there. A lot of wafers. I do loach wafers and algae wafers for extended feedings where they can feed all day or for a few hours on it. But I want my fish to be not very picky. I want them to eat what's provided to them. And if a customer is feeding flake food, they'll have no problem eating that. Here I have a smaller group of them. These guys are a little bit younger, but still eat really well. They almost jump out of the water at the food. They really go after it. That's a nice young male right there. He's some good long finnage. Little female there. That'd be a nice young pair. There's another female, nice and colored up. They're at the age where they'll actually start spawning at that size almost. That's a little small, but they will. Here I have some rams, mostly angelfish. These are some nice 2-inch angelfish per se, give or take. And they always go nuts for food, especially the angels, but still got rams there. It's a ram feeding video, why not? And these are those hybrid rams. So these are a gold ram hybrid cross with German blue. They end up looking pretty much like a German blue, but they don't have that big black spot on their side. Still a nice fish. They got like that reddish orange in their face. Pretty cool. Go focus for us. Got some plecos in here. They'll eat whatever they don't get to. Really good to keep your tank nice and balanced. They'll eat the algae wafers and these guys can pick on it. Whatever I feed those and anything they don't eat, plecos will take care of and keep it nice and clean. Show these guys a little bit before I put some food in the tank. There's a younger male I put in there 2 weeks ago. He is getting real big. Hit a little growth spurts. Colors are looking great. There's that larger male next to him. Catching a terrible glare, but they're colored up really nice right now. You can see how thick that fish is. Really good body shape. I have babies from this guy. I'm really happy that he's continuing my lines, and that color is just really hard to beat. The size of the fish, the finnage. So I always like checking out the fish when I'm feeding. And they'll get just a small pinch. There are some shrimp in here too. So if I try to feed a little extra, I'll try to sink it. So they'll get some food as well. And there's one more female in this tank. She might be covering eggs because I can't see her. She might be deep in the plants. Whenever they're breeding, they won't typically feed for a few days while they're guarding the eggs. Wish this would catch the fish a little bit better. In a tough spot of the room for filming. I think you guys still get the idea. I'm gonna grab some more food. Here's a little 10-gallon with a lot of ram growouts, and I'll just kind of powder this up on top of the water. They'll eat all that. It's a lot of food, but it'll settle to the bottom and they'll have time to graze on it. I'm gonna get a shot from above because they're all up top eating. They're getting all their fins are forming. They're getting their black spots. They're really taking shape. Still need some time to color up. I put a flashlight on, they'll show a little bit of color. But these guys are maybe half an inch. And they're doing great, this little 10-gallon. I mean, do a lot of water changes, very established sponge filter. As long as you keep up in your water and your feeding, and you keep an eye on your tanks, make sure you don't have any fish dying and sitting in the tank, which very rarely happens. Water stays good, the nitrates stay relatively low, and these guys do pretty good. Jumping over to my 55-gallon. This is the rest of those rams I showed first. So that was a decent sized spawn. So I split them up just to help for water quality. When they get bigger and they stop growing, they're not going to eat as much food, but it's still good to give them a couple feedings a day, 1 or 2. They'll just be smaller feedings, so. I mean, it's still a decent amount of food. Say these were angelfish, at this size, I'll give them about 3 times the amount of food, just because angelfish max size is so much larger. The ram stomachs aren't that big, but I mean, it's hard to get below right now, but there's some really cool colors on these guys. A lot of males in this tank. I think I got one more tank to show with even smaller rams, and they're eating flake food as well. I can post below the flake food I'm using. Here's a 10-gallon tank. There's actually 2 different groups of rams. These guys are still getting baby brine shrimp, but I'll feed this first, and then I'll feed the brine shrimp second. So that way the really hungry ones would go after this first, and the ones that aren't taking to it yet, which this is probably 2 weeks ago I was doing this, I'm still doing it now, but it's not necessary, then I'll add my brine shrimp after. So even the ones not taking to the flake food yet, they're like, what is that over there? They get the brine shrimp in there, they know it's feeding time, they smell that in the water, and they introduce to that flake food as well. Every day they're getting their brine shrimp they're used to eating, and then they smell that flake food in the water, they know that's food, and they try it, and then you can get them going to that. Because they can eat so much brine shrimp, takes so much to get them full, and they'll get sucked up into the filter after a while. But the flake food will settle to the bottom, they can keep feeding on that. So, feeding your German blue rams, just a little video and a little tip on getting your fry to go from live food or smaller foods to your bigger flake food or even pelleted food. You want to do that food first and then feed their food you know they're eating for sure second. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little clip. I am working on a website right now, so I'm going to go ahead and do a video on that specifically and kind of do a little revealing. But I hope you enjoyed this and know there's more coming ahead. And contact me if you guys are interested in any of these RAMs, or if the plecos you saw before, you know, I have guppies and you could check out my other videos. I do breeding for profit, so a lot of my fish I have are for sale. But thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more.